In this podcast episode, featuring Jillian Turecki, a relationship coach and author, the discussion revolves around the complexities of relationships and the often harsh truths that accompany them. Turecki emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the need for personal growth in fostering healthy relationships. Turecki begins by asserting that the journey to understanding relationships starts with oneself. She highlights that many of the disappointments and confusions experienced in past relationships can be traced back to a universal fear of not being enough. This fear manifests in various behaviors, such as anger, clinging, or shutting down, which ultimately complicate relationships. Turecki stresses that individuals must be willing to look within themselves to identify their insecurities and belief systems, as they are the common denominators in all their relationships. This self-reflection is crucial for personal growth and for changing one's relationship dynamics. The conversation shifts to the nature of love and attachment, where Turecki explains that the initial feelings of infatuation often confuse lust with love. She notes that while the euphoric feelings experienced at the beginning of a relationship can be intoxicating, they are not indicative of true love. Instead, love is an intentional practice that requires effort and commitment. Turecki encourages listeners to recognize that the excitement of new relationships can lead to unrealistic expectations, which can ultimately result in disappointment when the initial spark fades. Turecki delves into how stress and fear can transform a secure relationship into a dysfunctional one. She explains that when individuals are overwhelmed by stress, they often become reactive, which can lead to conflict and resentment within the relationship. This reactivity can stem from external pressures, such as financial issues or life changes, but it can also arise from internal struggles. Turecki emphasizes the importance of managing stress and being aware of how it affects one's behavior in relationships. She advocates for open communication and vulnerability as essential tools for navigating these challenges. A significant theme in the podcast is the necessity of self-love for thriving in relationships. Turecki discusses the two camps of thought regarding self-love: one that suggests you don't need to love yourself to love others, and another that insists self-love is essential for loving others. She argues that while it is possible to love and be loved without complete self-acceptance, a lack of self-love can lead to tolerating unhealthy behaviors in relationships. Turecki encourages individuals to cultivate self-acceptance, recognizing their worth while also acknowledging areas for growth. Turecki highlights the critical role of communication in relationships, emphasizing that hiding feelings or needs can lead to resentment and deterioration of the relationship. She shares her own experiences of not fully expressing her emotions in past relationships, which often resulted in misunderstandings and conflict. Turecki encourages listeners to practice honesty and vulnerability, as these qualities foster deeper connections and trust between partners. She also notes that it is essential to gauge how receptive a partner is to emotional discussions, as this can inform how one approaches sensitive topics. The podcast also addresses the influence of parental relationships on adult romantic partnerships. Turecki discusses the importance of making peace with one's parents, suggesting that unresolved issues can impact how individuals relate to their partners. She encourages listeners to reframe their perceptions of their parents, recognizing that they are flawed individuals who may not have met all their needs. Turecki emphasizes the value of compassion and understanding in this process, as it can lead to personal healing and growth. Turecki challenges the notion that there is a perfect partner who will fulfill all one's needs. She explains that many people enter relationships with the expectation that their partner will bring happiness and fulfillment, which can lead to disappointment. Instead, she advocates for the idea that relationships should enhance one's life rather than serve as the sole source of happiness. Turecki encourages individuals to take responsibility for their own happiness and to view their partners as companions on their journey rather than saviors. Throughout the conversation, Turecki emphasizes the importance of personal growth in maintaining healthy relationships. She argues that individuals must continually strive to be their best selves, even after the initial excitement of a relationship fades. This commitment to growth not only benefits the individual, but also strengthens the partnership. Turecki suggests that couples should actively work on their relationship, nurturing it with attention and care to prevent stagnation. In conclusion, Jillian Turecki's insights provide a comprehensive understanding of the complexities of relationships. She encourages listeners to engage in self-reflection, embrace vulnerability, and prioritize personal growth. By recognizing the harsh truths about love, attachment, and communication, individuals can cultivate healthier, more fulfilling relationships.